Hey everyone, Nick here. Last year I picked up this little axe head at a garage sale. And I didn't think much of it at the time, but I've looked it up, and this is an old Eclipse axe head. Apparently these are very old and they're not made anymore. So here's the handle the axe came with. It looks like it's a piece of pine or fir 1x2 that somebody whittled down to fit into the axe head. They also put a nail in here, and they drilled a corresponding hole into the axe head to keep it from flying out of the handle. So today I'm going to clean this up and wire brush it, maybe do some grinding work on the back here because it's a little mushroomed over. And then I'm going to see what I can do about this hole. I might or might not fix it. So the axe head is heavily pitted, and it looks like it may have been lightly cleaned off at some point in the past. So I'm going to go ahead and hit it with my wire wheel and see what I can get off and how clean I can get it. And then we'll start sanding it down and refinishing it. So here's the axe head after the wire wheel. It's kind of interesting. You can see that this side is really heavily pitted and this side isn't so bad. I wonder why that is. Maybe it was sitting in a puddle, or it was sitting maybe in a toolbox or something that had gotten waterlogged. I don't know. That's pretty interesting. So I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and fix this. So what I've done is I've got a nail here, and I'm going to cut this down so that it's just a little higher, maybe a 1/16 of an inch higher than this. I'm going to countersink this hole, and then I'm going to put this nail in and try to get it through the hole from the inside so that this will be sort of a backing to my rivet. And then I'll use a ball peen hammer and rivet this down flush. I'm using a piece of scrap steel to get the nail into the axe head. So let's see if this works. There we go. There. So now you see it's sitting a little proud. Once I've gotten this driven in, I'm going to grind this off just a little bit so it's not as tall. But that's looking good so far. So I made an improvised internal anvil so we can work on this rivet. It's just two pieces of bar steel that I fit in here. And there's just enough room for me to slide this little piece of scrap steel. I've cut a taper on the end, and I'm hoping that I can drive this in and actually fit it underneath the nail head. So let me give that a try. Alright, so I've driven it as far as it'll go, and right now this little piece is sitting right under the nail head. So I'm going to grind this down till it's about a 1/16 of an inch above the surface of the axe, and then I'm going to peen it over. So here I've got the axe head, I've got my ball peen hammer, and I'm going to try my best to strike the center of this nail as much as possible. I don't want to mushroom this over, I want to expand it from the center so it fills the countersunk area and locks this in place. So here it is. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Now I'm going to go ahead and grind this down and then sand this so that everything's nice and flush. Now I'm going to take it to the belt sander, clean all of this off, blend it in, smooth that down, and see if I can get rid of these initials. I'm also going to use the flap wheel to smooth out these transitions here. You can see from where I removed some material. And then I'm going to just go over the whole thing and try to bring it all to a uniform finish. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with how it is. It's got a nice surface. There's some really deep pitting. I'm going to leave this. Once I blend it out, I think it'll look okay. It'll have that sort of older look, and then once the patina comes back and it starts aging, I think it's going to look really nice. So here it is after the wire wheel. I think it came out really nice. I'm really happy with how it looks. Even this really pitted side doesn't look too bad now. So now I'm going to use my 1x30 belt sander and put a quick edge on this. Now the key to using a belt sander like this is just to dip the edge occasionally in water to keep it cool. You don't want the edge to get hot or you're going to ruin the temper. So, here we go. And here's the axe head all finished up and sharpened. I was hoping to do the axe handle today, but I ran out of time. So tomorrow I'll be making the axe handle and rehanging this axe. So here it is. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.